Alright. This is the crap. Let's mute this site. Let's go ahead and mute it. Alright, test 1 2 3. Okay, so if you recall the last video I made, I was down over 12k on gamble, or actually a little bit less, but now I'm down up to 12k. Now if you watched the last video, you'll know that I was trying to do a reverse split play. Basically it means where there's just like a reverse split, and then I sell it or buy it and then sell it afterwards for the pump. But this didn't pump, it went down instead. And yeah, so yes, I'm still bullish on Xella, but this is what it came down to. I got stuck here holding this stock. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise, but this is where we're at right now. But this is just a quick update because I know somebody was asking earlier if I'm still alive. I'm like, yes, I'm still alive for now. All right, and then now this is the one I want to talk about. SBRCY. This is the Russian bank that got sanctioned last year around March, and if you got in, you got in, and if you didn't get in, you can't get in anymore because it had a trade halt. It has a trade halt. Now, there's good news about this. It released a dividend of $1.20, 30ish around there. So if you're holding this stock in Russia, you basically got $1.30 something per stock. So this, if I was Russian, you know, I would have gotten like what, around 10,000 in dividends. Okay, but since I am an ADR holder, I don't get anything. Not even, I don't think it goes to an escrow account or Type C account. I don't know. I can't. I don't. This is useless for me. So why do I have good news? Because Russia just took Bakhmut, and Zelensky said in a video, once Russia takes Bakhmut, he has to do negotiations. He has to, because that's a symbolic battle, because Russia sees that as a win, and then he's gonna get more support from people. It's like watching two kids. It's like watching two people fight, right? And then you got 10 rounds, and then one of the boxers are fighting. They're evenly matched, but then one of them just lands a good punch, and you know, he gets a second wind. He gets morale boost because he got a really good knockdown, and now everybody is like, oh wow, it's his battle now, even though they're both putting up a good fight. You know, one of them just obviously winning at this point, and the crowd's cheering, and that makes him more pumped, and that's just gonna, you know, create a domino effect where he's just gonna go crazy, right? And the reason why Zelensky needed a Bakhmut win is to get support from the United States. If Zelensky's not delivering results on his conquest or defense or whatever, the United States is gonna be like, hey, you know what? Figure it out yourself. Figure it out by yourself. So this is gonna be, hopefully it's a short process where the sanctions get lifted. And the news headlines, I'm expecting to see negotiations are open, and then you know what, even if the war's over, I'm not sure that the sanctions will be lifted because you know, you just don't take people's stuff, right? But I did see somewhere that once there's a resolution, United States will lift the sanctions like ASAP, and this would be worth, right now this is worth $11.36 or 30 something cents in Russia. So I got 8,000 shares, so times 11, that's $90,000. So if I was Russian, and I'm not, I would have 90k in the bank right now. Isn't that crazy? 90k. And I know there's a fund, a hedge fund called, I think it's BlackRock or something, but they have over 1 million shares of this right here. So you know what, I think it's in everybody's best interest that this war just ends already. And I know Zelensky got a lot of money from the United States and other countries, so they should use that to rebuild. You know, cut your losses, move on, rebuild. I mean, yeah, you're losing a huge landmass, but you still got plenty of land left over. Rebuild and just build like a nice little border or a big wall to prevent this in the future. I mean, they already lost Crimea, so they're obviously not interested in. They should have learned from that and had defense right there. But all they do is beg for money. So this is but this is a stock channel, so I'm gonna focus on the stock aspect of it. But hopefully we see a rebound, because this is worth, like I said, $11 in Russia right now. And once sanctions are lifted, I'll update you guys and I'll let you know how much I made, and maybe I'll do a little giveaway or something, and we'll figure it out from there. But 90K is a lot of money. It's not life changing, but it's enough to go to Vegas or whatever. And this is my portfolio at an all-time or whatever. As you can see here, the recession hit everybody. So I think I started with like 60 Tawa, and then this would have been a lot worse had I not set stop losses and stuff like that. But everybody is down. Now the reason why I'm not freaking out is because I don't use margin. I don't use margin. So this can go as low as 5 cents, whatever. The app is never gonna force me to sell, because this is all my money, right? It's not the banks, it's not the app or anything. It's my money. So this can go as low as it wants. And if you're on margin, if you drop below a certain percentage, they'll automatically sell it for you. And then you're gonna be like, hey, what am I? Then you're left with nothing. You're left with literally nothing. So that's why I'm not freaking out too much. And everybody is down, not just me. I have friends who are down like 100K, 200K. And Dead Inside, the Indian YouTuber, he's down like 500K, 400K. So once Trump gets reelected, I expect to see a huge bump. But for now, all I can do is buy the dip, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on, just buying the dip. But I will say this, I have more stocks now than I ever did years ago. Because if I bought this stock during a couple years ago when I had 60K, I wouldn't get that much stock, right? Because think about it, I got 60K in 2021, right? If I bought this particular stock in 2021, I could have only afforded like 40 shares. Think about that. In 2021, with my money, I would have only been able to buy 40 shares. And now I can buy more than 40 shares, obviously, here. Because I think the flaw here was like a lot of people were using margin, and this just inflated the price, created a big bubble. If you don't know what bubble means, Google it. But this bubble of margin, everybody's just buying on margin. So the prices went crazy. Now I think this is how much money people actually have. And then the companies got hammered so bad where they're like, damn, they gotta do offering after offering. But this is what happens when we buy on margin, guys. You get all this, and then one person pulls out, triggers a big domino effect. And if you think about it, this is the company's actual price. That's how much their IPO was. So only $1 loss. It's only down 30%. You might think it's down 97%, but that 97%, I think, is just margin buyers. But I think its true price, its true value, it's only down 40%. So it's not that bad. But you got people who put their life savings at this part, and now they lost 97% of their life savings. Now imagine if you bought it here, you would only lose 40%. So think about that. There's dangers of buying up here, and there's also dangers of buying down here, because it might go to zero. But I would rather buy here than up here. Buy low, sell high. All right, y'all good. Peace out.